I started.
Have you ever heard the saying, happiness is a warm puppy? I think it was Charles Schultz from the Peanuts cartoon and Snoopy, happiness is a warm puppy. Well, for me, happiness is a warm and clean puppy. And whether you have a dog now or you get one in the future or you're house sitting for someone that has a dog and you want it to be clean when they come home, you need to know how to bathe a dog, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. I have two dogs. In fact, one of them is a Cocker Spaniel, and she kind of picks up dust wherever she goes, and then she lays on the floor and it collects. So I have to give her baths about once a week, and I am very familiar with bathing a dog. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to bathe a dog using 3 key points. I'm going to tell you first the materials that you need. Second, I'm going to talk about the process of the bath. And third, some of the follow-ups, some of the final things that you want to do when bathing your dog. So let's get started. The first thing is the materials that you need. You need a dog. You're also going to want to have some old towels or rags. You want some dog shampoo, and people shampoo is not good to use on dogs. You want some ear cleanser, especially if your dog has long ears, cotton balls, comb and brush, and most importantly, dog treats so that it's a pleasant experience for everyone. So now that we've talked a little bit about the materials that you need, let me share with you the process. So the first thing you want to do is put your dog in. I use a utility sink because she's a small dog, but maybe the bathtub, or if you have a Great Dane, you can do it outside. I use about 2 inches of warm water, not too hot because dogs have really sensitive skin. And I go ahead and put her in there, and then I get her fur completely wet down to the skin. The next thing I do is I take the shampoo and I run a ribbon of it down her spine, and I work it up into a lather. And then I proceed with the rest of her body. I do each leg separately, making sure I get in between her toes to make sure that there aren't any stickers or anything in there, and especially around her neck where her collar is. A lot of dirt likes to get caught there. You don't want to spray water into your dog's face, and you don't want to throw a bunch of soap on her face either. And so I use a washcloth, and I just use a little bit of soap to make sure I get the areas around her face without getting any in her eyes. Well, now that she's all sudsed up, you want to go ahead and rinse her off until the water runs relatively clean. My dogs get really dirty, so that can take a little while. And now your dog is clean. So I've talked about the materials that you need, the process for bathing your dog. Now let me talk to you about some of the final steps. Well, one of the last things that I do with my dog is I clean her ears. And so I take some special ear cleaning solution and I put it into each of her ears, and then you bend the ears over and you sort of rub a little bit just to loosen up the dirt. When you let go, your dog is going to shake her head and kind of fling some of that dirt around, so be aware of that. Then I take a cotton ball and make sure I clean any of the easy to reach areas to make sure that all the dirt is out of her ears and her ears are going to stay healthy. The last thing I do is I use a comb and brush to brush her fur. And I actually sit and brush her for about a half an hour until she's dry. She is a high energy puppy, and so I use a lot of treats when she's holding still and being really calm so that it can be really fun for both of us. Today I talked to you about how to bathe your dog. I did that using 3 key points. I talked to you about the materials that you need. I talked to you about the process of the bath, and then finally some of the follow-up steps that you do. If happiness is a warm puppy, well, for me there's nothing better than a warm and clean puppy.